And for instructional purposes only, I'm using a 147 grain full metal jacket. I got a bunch of these I've pulled. And one of the things you're going to notice when you seat these bullets, or any bullet for that matter, we'll take a little close-up of it. In this particular die, you will see just a little bright mark left on the bullet itself. And that is because this thing is aligning the projectile and the case up exactly, so when it fits, it leaves just a tiny little mark on the bearing surface here. It absolutely does not affect the accuracy at all. So this is just a unprimed size case. Just put it in your shell holder, just like a conventional seating die, unlike the RCBS one. Just drop the bullet on there, run it up, and you're done. It's very nice. I'm going to do two more, and what I want to do is run it on the runout gauge, show you what the difference is between this die and that RCBS one. Okay, here's a close-up of one of the bullets I seated with this die, and if I turn it to the light this about the only way you can see it, you'll notice right here in the bearing surface there's a little bright mark. I don't know if you can see that. You see that sheen right there? Right here? That's where the die put a little bit of a, I just call it touch mark on the bullet, and it doesn't affect accuracy. And that's the only complaint I have about this die. It puts a slight blemish on the bullet. That's it. Okay, I'm going to put a bullet on the runout gauge that we seated with the RCBS die. And we'll see how much runout it has compared to a random one pulled from some ammunition stock that I have that I seated on the Reading. Here's the RCBS. Oops. There's quite a bit of runout there. It's not terrible, but it's more than I would be comfortable with for precision-made ammunition. Alright, enough one from my ammo stock. It's about half. Now you can reduce a lot of your runout by turning your necks and making sure you're using good seating dies and sizing dies for your cases. That makes a big difference. Okay, now I want to check the tolerance of the graduation numbers on here. I have a measurement of 2.840 on this particular bullet, and I'm going to drop this 2/2007 inch. And it dropped it down to 2.838, so it was exactly right. So as far as the graduations on this and the RCBS, they do exactly the same. They're real precise, but this die does a lot better in controlling runout. In fact, this cut the runout in half compared to the RCBS die. And that is the Reading die in a nutshell. It's a lot easier to set up, it's easier to use, and it's a lot better built. I think this is a more well thought out die because the parts don't rattle, because on the other one we had a lot of play up here and this one you don't. You don't have any play at all. Plus the spring tension up in here does an enormous amount to reduce any play that might be in it in the first place. For the money, this die is worth every penny, and it's comparable to price to the RCBS die, although this die performs a lot better.